Hello, hello, hello again, everybody. This is Anna Hill with Officially Unofficial. Welcome to the show. So, today's guest is going to talk to us about financial fitness for women. So, no matter what stage of your life you're in, you are going to get something out of this segment. My guest is Lisa Germain, and she is first vice president advisor with Merrill Lynch. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, everyone.
Go ahead, please, and give us a little bit of your background.
Sure. So I started with Merrill Lynch right out of college. So I've had a 20 plus year career helping individuals and businesses with their asset management needs, mostly with a goals based financial planning process.
Helping women, be financially independent is must be so rewarding for you.
It really is because women, they have very unique factors that they have to take into consideration when doing financial planning. And the reality is, believe it or not, that most people spend more time planning a 2 week vacation than they do all of their financial future.
That is, of course, because planning a vacation is so fun, right? I mean, like, but if you save money, if you have yourself straight, then you can have plenty of vacations.
That's right. Absolutely. I like to tell my clients that I want to make retirement optional for them. So if we start young and we have a plan, most likely we're going to be very safe, very secure when retirement comes.
And that's what we want to do. We've worked our whole lives, and we want to relax towards the end of our days.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then all of a sudden a pandemic comes along and everybody's wondering, now what do I do? And it's a scary time for a lot of people.
That
So
us women, because of many things, but mainly the gender gap, we get affected by anything more than any other, actually more than men.
absolutely, absolutely. And unfortunately, a very sad statistic is that we earn 85% less than our male counterparts. And there's a couple reasons for that. Most likely, women are going to take career breaks where men will not. Women will stay home to take care of their children. In later years, they may stay home to take care of an elderly parent. That leads to other issues where if they take a career break, they're not contributing to their retirement plans, they're not saving as much, they may miss opportunities to advance in their career. And the last thing is we just live longer, so our healthcare costs increase. So we're going to need more money in retirement than our male counterparts.
Jesus Lord. And this is when like we need to get our financials in order to be able to not be on those statistics, because it is a fact, but knowing it, we can get prepared for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we need to start young. We need to start right away as soon as we embark upon a career. And it may be where we're saving smaller amounts of money. And then as we progress, we continue to increase our savings and our contribution rates. So the market helps us when we just came off a 10-year bull market. So,
A 10-year what?
a 10-year bull market where everything increased significantly from the 2008 2009 great recession that we had, which is probably a distant memory for a lot of us, hopefully. So you have to take advantage of those periods of growth.
Got it, got it. And then we only know those periods of growth if we are on top of our finances, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So let's go into some of the questions that you usually get from your customers. One of them being, let me see. Oh, this is a good one. My employer offers a 401k plan. How much of my salary do I need to put away?
This is a good one, ladies. A good rule of thumb is you should be at least saving 15% of your salary. If you're starting out, that may be a little bit more difficult. One thing to be particularly aware of is that if your employer, and it's an employer sponsored plan, if they have a company match, you want to make sure you are at least contributing up to that level. So, usually a company will say, if you contribute 3%, we will match 50 cents on every dollar that you contribute. So, ladies, that's free money. So you have got to at least contribute the minimum amount to make sure that you are getting that matching contribution. Every year, increase it by 1% or 2%. You probably won't even miss that contribution in your paycheck, but your nest egg in your savings account will be growing exponentially.
And that is what we want. And and you say, when people hear percentages, at least for me, when I hear percentages, I don't know of a number. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a high percentage, or whatever. But actually doing it, like you're saying, we might not miss it because it might not be that significant at the moment, but in the long run, like you said, we will look at the bank account and we'll be like, oh yeah, right. So
Absolutely. And when I look at some of my clients that have been with me 20 years, 25 years, and they're ready to do those rollovers, they may have only contributed a third of what that account value is. And then the market pretty much did all the rest for you. So you have to make the contribution, but then you have to invest it wisely, which is one of the next top five saving
steps.
goals.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. I'm like, I'm getting excited. Like right after I'm done here, I'm gonna be like, let me check those investments. Uh, all right. So we have the next question, which is, oh, okay. What if I am self-employed? How much and how should I save?
Okay, so for all of you entrepreneurs out there who do not participate with a company sponsored plan, this is really up to you to take control of. So you may decide, I'm going to set up an IRA. You can contribute up to $6,000 every year in an IRA. If you're over 50, you can do 7,000. That's what we call a catch-up contribution.
Oh wow.
There's other types of plans that you can set up, but you have to really take control and set these plans up on your own. And they're easy to do. Anybody can set up an IRA and make a contribution in, which will do a couple things for us. It lowers our taxable income, it grows tax deferred until we retire, and it just enhances our retirement savings plan.
Okay, so let's say um I don't have, wait, how much did you say we needed to put in it maximum?
Yeah, for 2020, the max is 6,000. If you're
Okay.
over 50, you can do 7,000.
Okay, so but do we get penalized, say, if we put half of that?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay,
And any
okay.
amount is good. 6,000 is the max.
Got it. All right. And then for over 50, then you can put
You
7,000 to
can
catch up. Okay.
exactly.
I got
Exactly.
it.
Key is to put something
Right.
in.
Okay. Let's put something in because at the end of the day, that's what we're going to use. Literally. Yeah. So, all right. So let's get the next question. Is it better to save for retirement or kids' college education?
Okay, this is a common question that I get, and ideally, we want to try to do both. It's more important to save for retirement, um, and try to do the max there, as well as saving for a college education for a child. But I always tell my clients, by the time your kids get to college, if you have not saved enough, we do not want to sacrifice our retirement. We don't want to tap into our retirement account. We don't want to tap into additional savings because your child is starting out on their career. They have their whole life ahead of them to pay down any debt or any loans that they may take out for college planning.
Yep.
So never ever sacrifice your retirement to pay for college.
Yeah, because as much as we love our children love us, they're going to be starting their lives. So for them to share what they're making with us when we need it, that might not work out so well. It's like,
Exactly. When we retire, it's like game over, right? You
oh
don't
my
have
God.
capacity. So,
Oh, Jesus Lord. So, so you mentioned, okay, so if you have a choice of investing in your college kids account and your retirement, do both, right? But if you cannot, what percentage do you think, if we're going to do both at the same time, what percentage should we put in on each, say, an example?
well, that's a difficult question, Anna, because it really is going to be specific to individuals. And really, and that's what I help clients do is to really take a deep dive into, you know, their expenses, how much discretionary income they're going to have that can go into each bucket. So, like I said, a save 15% is a good savings rate, and we may have to divvy it between retirement and college savings, with the majority going to retirement. So it
Okay.
would be more specific to individuals.
Understood. So let's just say for our retirement, because our children are actually going to benefit if we save for our retirement, because that's when, if we planned correctly, we will be able to give them, like when they're getting married, we'll be able to give them a little something something, right? If
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, okay, okay. So now let's go for the next question. Number 5. Oh, wow. Okay. This sounds like me. I am not comfortable investing at all. How do I start?
Oh, well, I would say the best way to start is to start reading. Read everything. Read as much as you can. Read the Wall Street Journal, read Barron's, read magazines, to get a basic knowledge. And then when you're ready to invest and you want the help of a professional, take some time, interview some people, make sure whoever you choose, their goals and values align with yours, and ask all those type questions. What type of clients do you have? Are you socially responsible? Things that are important to you should also be important to whomever your financial advisor is.
Okay. All right. So reading, read and then apply. All right.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay. So now we're going to have. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. My investment account is way down. What should I do? And I'm assuming this is because of what's going on right now.
Absolutely. And I've gotten this question quite a bit over the last several weeks. So on April 19th, or I'm sorry, February 19th, the market hit an all time high. By March 23rd, we were down 35%.
Oh my gosh.
The market has since rallied through April, but it's been gut wrenching for so many clients. So, the last thing you want to do right now is to make any type of drastic change. So, my advice to my clients has always been, we've got a good plan in place. This is market volatility that we just have to get through, and hopefully in a year or so, this pandemic will all be a distant memory. But this is part of the planning process, making sure you have a sound plan before something like this happens. So, bottom line, do very little. If you have a plan in place and you're comfortable with it, do not make drastic changes right now. It's dangerous.
It is. I did that and I'm not touching mine. I'm just gonna stay there because you know, like you said, it's gonna go back up. When everything evens out, it's just gonna go back and then we can start making changes. So
Absolutely.
for those of you who just joined us right now, this is Anna Hill with Officially Unofficial, and I have my guest Lisa Germain, and we are talking about financial health for women. If you have any questions, go ahead and write them in the comment, and Lisa will answer it for you. So now we're going to go to the 5 steps that everybody's been waiting for. The 5 steps to financial planning. So here you go, my love. Go ahead and take it away.
All right. The most important step, pay yourself first. This is where those retirement plans come in. A good rule of thumb, 15% of your salary should go towards savings. That's through your 401k plan. The max you can invest there, 19,000. If you're over 50, you can do up to 26,000. But if you're starting out in your career, like I said, start with that match and then every year increase your contribution rate. Pay yourself first, ladies. You deserve it. The second is try to pay down that high interest bearing debt. Pay down your credit cards. Get rid of as much debt as you can. Then you have more discretionary income that can go towards retirement savings.
So let me ask you a question, Lisa, on that. So
Mhm.
some people, some because I've been speaking with some of my peeps, and when I'm like, okay, you gotta pay the credit card first because it's high interest, and then you can use that towards another, or savings, and they go, no, 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 because I'm paying all of this, and then they just concentrate on saving money, but then they have this huge debt. I mean, how can you explain the importance of doing it the way you are presenting?
Well, I'll tell you, it comes down to numbers. So some credit cards are still double digit interest rates. So if you have a credit card that's 12 or 13 or even higher, you want to try to get that down because the likelihood that your portfolio is returning that is probably unlikely. And going forward, it's going to be higher to get those double digit returns with your investments. So pay down your debt. Look for low interest bearing credit cards where you might be able to transfer balances. Maybe a debt consolidation service might be an option if you have a lot of debt, but you really want to focus on paying down as much of that as possible and keeping that under control.
Yes, I think credit cards are the devil, Bobby Boucher.
It
Anyway,
makes it awful easy to get those balances up, that's for sure.
yes. All right. So we're down in what were you? Invest for growth or yes?
Yes. Number three, ladies, invest for growth. Women tend to be a little bit more conservative with their portfolios than our male counterparts. But we really need to make sure we have the right asset allocation. And what that means is what percentage of stocks versus bonds versus cash. So we may want to amp up those stock percentages, those stock allocations, because that's going to be the workhorse of your portfolio. We like US based, we like high quality, we like growth companies, we like companies that pay dividends. And over the long haul, that has been the best method to build up wealth.
Okay. Okay. So now when we're talking about downsizing, because I was reading some comments that were coming in, so I kind of lost the last bit of you said, but were we still on downsize or we went over investment for growth?
Well, downsize would be the last two steps in the financial planning process. The downsizing and would come later in life, right? So as we approach retirement and we want to have more discretionary income in retirement, we may want to downsize because the kids might be gone. We may want to travel more. Do we need the 5 bedroom home or the 3 bedroom home or whatever it is? Do we need 2 cars? So really look at your surroundings and think about downsizing. Once you downsize, you're downsizing all of your expenses.
That's true. And then you will have extra money to invest there or like give it to the kids for a present.
Or take a big trip that you wanted to take.
Well, hopefully I have taken over because we're still young, so we take trips now. But at the same time, we need to plan, right? We need to plan for our retirement, but we also can have fun now while we're still look good, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna go to work longer. What do you mean by that?
Well, sadly, we may have to work longer. So you really need to think about how much income you're going to need in retirement. And typically, it's between 75 and 80% of what you were making in your working years. So you have to look at all of your income sources. We have to look at Social Security, we have to look at our portfolio, pensions if we have them. And if you're not going to be meeting your income goal in retirement, that may mean we need to work longer. And for a lot of folks, it could mean a career shift. It might not necessarily mean we're still in our same career. It may mean we're going to consult or we're going to, whatever it may be. You may have a passion that you have that you want to take control of in retirement that's going to offer you an income source.
Hmm.
So it may mean we need to, keep our foot in the game a little bit more.
Oh my gosh. And that is if we didn't plan, like, because I know that, some retired folks, they have a little hobby, right? Because they don't want to be bored and things like that. So that's pretty cool. But I could not imagine being 65 and still kind of like working a 9 to 5 job. That's
Absolutely. But think about it. We are going to be retired almost as many years as we spent working. We're living longer.
oh my
We
God.
may need retirement income for 30 plus years. So we're going to need a lot of money. A good rule of thumb is once you have that retirement nest egg, if you never take more than 4% out of it, you're going to have that nest egg is going to last your lifetime. So it all requires planning.
I guess, I mean, ladies, it's so important to plan because, as Elisa stated, we live longer. Our healthcare bills are going to be higher and are already higher, right? Right now. So we need to start planning so that we can be okay when we retire and we can have a little hobby, but we don't necessarily need to tap into all of our retirement because when you put it that way, we are going to be retired for as much as we work, like 30 years plus. We have to have a good nest.
That's right, absolutely. And let the market, let investments help you. Have a plan. You need a plan.
There are also some free resources that you can tap into, and it is home headquarters here in the city of Syracuse. You can schedule a free consultation by calling them or sending them an email. As well as if you need further detailed and planning, you can contact my girl right here. And she is right here, her information and her email, and she will get back to you. So, and me, of course, if you need to send any questions, send in any ideas for future shows, you can contact me there and make sure you follow my channel so that you can be notified of all these great content shows we are putting together. So, Lisa, my love, thank you so much for being here. You were great. Any last advice for us?
Thank Last bit of advice is ladies, take control of your financial future and empower yourselves so you can be as independent as you want to be.
Independent and really healthy because we need really good investments and really good money to stay healthy and live that longer life, enjoy our grandchildren, etc. and etc. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. This is Anna Hill with Officially Unofficial. Bye.